So hopefully I don't offend anybody from Rooster Teeth, because when it comes to these videos, that's not my intention. But since these are kind of like analysis or review slash videos where I'm giving my criticism, I have to say it. I kind of feel that part 2 and part 3 should have been kind of recorded together, if that makes any sense. That should have been just one episode, because for this particular episode, it just follows up with what was going on with the last one. That being that RWBY is, introducing, or at least meeting, a lot of the characters. We get to see a lot of new faces, more interaction with the main cast, which is RWBY, Blake, Yang, and Weiss. So it just, to me, ultimately doesn't make any sense on why this particular video was split into 2 parts. That being a chapter 2 and a chapter 3. That should have been just chapter 2 with the full interaction of them arriving to Beacon, meeting characters, then the Osmond speech, and then ending the episode. I will say that, considering how new the show was back in the day, I can kind of see why they did it, because more likely they didn't have enough people, or they didn't have the budget for it. They couldn't make these very long videos. They wanted to make short, sweet videos so people can kind of get introduced to the concept of RWBY, which honestly is understandable. But at the same time, somebody like myself who sees like part 2, or at least part 1 of something, and then part 2 of something later on, especially with short videos. I mean, a perfect example of somebody doing this would have to be what was going on with the Justice League animated series, where an episode was, let's say, like 30 minutes to an hour long, if I remember correctly, and it was a 2-part section, or 2-parter episodes. So you'd have the first part, then you would have the next part in the next episode, and continuing on. I have to say once again that I did like the fact that with these particular videos, you're still kind of seeing, or at least understanding, the characters a little bit better as we're being introduced to them, their little interests and quirks and so on.